and given to parents. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I call Phil Twyford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to talk about local alcohol policies because they are probably the best part of this disappointing bill, sir. They are the one thing left out of the recommendations of the Law Commission that offer, I think, a substantive chance of progress. They give to local communities what they've been asking for a very long time, and that's the power. That is the power to regulate, for instance, the location and number of licensed premises, such as prohibiting those near schools, opening hours, one-way door restrictions, for example, a mechanism that allows instant fines for breaches of alcohol bans. It gives to councils the possibility to regulate the social harm caused by alcohol abuse in their communities. And I want to speak to Supplementary Order Paper number 132, which sets out to amend Clause 2 of the bill. And what it would do is reduce the waiting time, the delay that for some reason Judith Collins has seen fit to insert into this bill, a delay that would stop councils from even beginning to implement the local alcohol policies allowed under this bill for 12 months. And the effect of that is that because of two-month public consultation periods that would be required, the first for any local alcohol policy, the second 2-month period would apply to any local alcohol policy that includes regulation of maximum opening hours. That would mean that it would be 16 months, 16 months before a council could have the benefit of these local alcohol policies, before they would, the policies would kick in and allow some benefit from the provisions of this bill. And for the life of me, Mr. Chairman, I cannot understand the things that the Minister Judith Collins has been saying publicly to defend her position on this. So let's be clear, there's a 12-month delay written into this bill that means that local councils won't get the benefit of these local alcohol policies for 16 months after this bill is passed. And I want to read to the House some of the things that Judith Collins has been saying in relation to my amendment. And I invite the Minister and the Chair to listen carefully, because I would very much like to hear a response from the Minister and the Chair about why the government is insisting on this 12-month delay. So when asked by journalists about why this delay was in there, Judith Collins said that small councils would not have the ability to get up to speed if there was a shorter implementation period. Now, this is completely and utterly illogical, because one of the features of this provision for local alcohol policies is that they're entirely optional. They are voluntary. No council will be forced to implement a local alcohol policy. If they don't want to do it, they don't have to. If they want to do it in 12 months' time, 2 years' time, or 5 years' time, that is their choice. But for some unknown and illogical reason, Judith Collins has seen fit to impose this 12-month delay, and she justifies it publicly in the media by saying that small councils won't have the time to get ready. The second thing that Judith Collins has said, which I frankly do not understand, and I invite the Minister and the Chair to explain the government's position on this, she says in the New Zealand Herald, it's somewhat ridiculous to expect part of the country to be covered by a law and the rest of the country not. This law applies to the whole country. It applies to every council. It is a law of New Zealand, and what it does is it legislates a mechanism that gives councils the opportunity to implement a local alcohol policy. It is a local alcohol policy. That's the whole point of it. It gives councils and their communities the option of developing policies that respond to the needs of their community. So why, Minister, does Judith Collins say that it doesn't make any sense for a law to apply to one part of the country and not to the others? Why does she say that? It's completely illogical. It's an absurdity. And I can only conclude There are two possible explanations. Judith Collins is not a stupid person. She is not a silly person. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman,
Honourable
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, thank you, Mr. Chair, and I'd like to take the opportunity